I'd like to think so. They'd be desperate to get on another good run. Obviously, especially away from home as well. The sort of arch rivals. I'm sure they'll be hoping to get off the mark and get a goal in the first half, definitely. Again, would like to think so. It's something that during my time that was always the plan. We tried to win each half. So obviously you want to be scoring in each half, give yourself that best opportunity to win the game. So again, for me, I would like to think that they're going to score in the second half as well. I think, like I say, they'll be looking to score in each half, but also probably adding an extra. So I'd like to think they'd score 3. It's something that I'm sure they would have been working on this week, which is getting shots away and giving yourself the best opportunity to score goals. So again, I'll be hoping that they'll be getting at least sort of 3 or 4 each half. So say 4+. Hopefully, if they're getting the shots away, making the keeper work, and which is what we obviously all want, is hopefully that'll bring corners. So I'll go for 5+. Hoping none, but again, nature of the game and what that derby's like, I'm sure they'll be equally looking to make the keeper work. So I'm going to go for 2. I'd like to think so. They seem to have a pretty settled back 4 and defensive unit. So I'm hoping that the team are so keen to keep clean sheets and obviously attack well that the ball's going to be mainly in the opposition half and hopefully limiting the amount of work that the keeper's got to do. So hopefully he keeps a clean sheet. Again, I'd love them to be awarded a penalty, but we don't seem to be getting that many penalties. So I don't believe we will get a penalty. Hopefully, he's probably had a couple of games without a goal, and for a forward, I know especially it's a frustrating time, and he's done so well this season with the amount of goals he's got and how he plays the game. I'm sure he'd be desperate to get on that score sheet, I guess, especially against the local rivals, and having grown up in Oxford, he knows what that means and the rivalry. So I'm sure he'd be desperate to get a goal, especially away from home, and make sure we're well on the way to get that victory. I would imagine it'd be the top end of that. He's been brilliant this season, probably up there with the best performers. You know what you're going to get out of him week in, week out. He does a fantastic job for the defence, breaking that up. So I think he'll be getting well in double figures. So I'll go for the top 6+. Again, he will, I'm sure, be hungry to get those goals and start another run, and I'm sure he'll be working especially hard this week to make sure he's fit and raring to go. So I'll be hoping he'll be getting 3s, 4s. So I'd say 3+. Just moving house, I've had to sort of go through different boxes of memorabilia and shirts and different framed pictures and kits. It's just, when I look back, I think the 6 years I was at Oxford was obviously a sort of percentage of my whole career, but I look back and I think actually it was the main part of my career, and I loved every minute of being there. The highlights were obviously a huge highlight was Wembley. Something like I say, I never ever sort of forget that day. It was unbelievable feeling for us as a group, as a team, but like I say, more importantly at the time was for the fans. They'd then been through a tough couple of years following the club and the team and not sort of getting to where they wanted to be. So for us to have the season we had, being top for so long, and then feeling like we'd sort of probably thrown it away, and that chance to go up automatically was gone, and then to sort of bounce back and do what we did through the playoffs, and obviously ultimately get that win at Wembley was a highlight really, and a bit of a relief at the end of it that we'd finally done it after what felt like it was only 9-10 months, but felt like sort of 3 or 4 seasons rolled into one. So a huge highlight, but every time I played for Oxford, I had a massive sort of buzz and massively proud that I played for him for the 6 years that I did. I think even now, like just getting involved with Oxford United in the community and all the different projects that come about from people at the club that want me to get involved in things is a huge part of why I do what I do, because they gave me so much during my time at the club, like say 6 years, and there's still fans that I speak to now sort of daily basis that would send me messages and we chat, and it's it really sort of changed my life being at the club and meeting the people I did. So they were a huge part as to why I wanted to be at the club and why I loved every minute of being there. So obviously giving back and doing what I can do in any small way is great for me, and I feel proud that I can do that and help people, and I'm just honoured that I get given the opportunity to come back and do these things. Mostly positive. Unfortunately one didn't last too long, but we ultimately got the result that mattered. But yeah, I had obviously mixed emotions during the game. I was desperate to do well, and like I say, obviously the second game was obviously gutted to get sent off after 10 minutes, but the first game, especially after having not won there for sort of over 30 years, to go there, and I think when we pulled up, seeing the fans being sort of marched down the street into the stadium by the police and all that, and just hearing the noise and the roar when we sort of pulled up, it was it let us know what we were in for, and it didn't disappoint. The game was obviously electric atmosphere, which again, you compare to sort of the derby the last sort of couple of months ago, that there were no fans for the team this season. It's a complete difference to what it was then, and it just meant so much to everybody, the fans, the players, the club, to get that win sort of in the neighbours' sort of backyard. So it was a special game, and obviously again to continue the run we've been on and beat them for seven, 8 games or something, I think it was in a row. It was great times, and hopefully they can get back on Tuesday and kickstart another decent run against them. Play along at OUFC Picks and try and beat my score.